If I have to present my life in front of you, it will be like a video game. I'm the person living in a dense forest, which is all the possible resources that any forest can have, including tribes and all the wild animals and all the resources like food and nature, water, everything. It's been a long time that I'm living in this forest, but I still couldn't make out how to exactly live in this forest. Every day I'm walking on these paths and oftentimes I'm facing dangerous situations. So it looks very difficult to walk on these paths every day. And I often end up without making a decision. And I often end up with fear. When the fear builds up in an extreme manner, I decide to either make it or break it. In that time, I blindly start to walk on any possible paths that I can see without thinking about the outcome, without thinking what's waiting on the other side of the path. And if I face any small difficulty or the thought of facing difficulty in the past comes to my mind, I start to run away. And I will start to run away in any possible direction. And I often end up in the familiar paths because my mind tells that this path looks familiar to me. And those familiar paths are often leading me to disastrous situations. You see how my impulsive decision led me to disastrous. And because of this burnout, I again go back to fear and the fear buildups and this cycle continues. So one day I decided to sit down and try to figure out what's going wrong. So the first thing I came up with is I'm not having signboards in the paths that I'm walking so that I will be knowing what this path is, where this path is heading. And second thing I figured out was I was not having a map so that I will be knowing the resources existing on which path, whether that path has the resources which I want or that path has disaster situations or that path is completely blocked. And the third thing was I was not having any guidance or guidebook. So I decided to go and meet the tribe people and also decided to write down a guidebook or maybe collect the guide, whatever the knowledge they acquired over the years from them. These are the three things that I came up with as a tool to come out of this forest or to make a better living in this forest. I hope this story looks familiar to you. If you are able to connect with me, then watch the next video to figure out what are these three tools that I am talking about.